Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, continuing the series SNCF 317. Today the lecture will be not so long. It's important to understand the general concept. Today we are going to talk about variable set object and intrusion rule. Why this lecture? Because the next video will be for the IPS intrusion prevention system, and this is one of the most important topics in this course, and not only in this course, in any firewall you will work with. So, what is the variable set object, and what is intrusion rule, and what is the relation between them to the IPS? Great. As all of you know until now, that the firepower, the main engine for it is the snort engine. And as we explained like several times, that snort engine is an open source, and it was owned by source fire, and this is the heart of the firepower firewalls, etc. So these have some rules that Snort is using. And by the way, like in the hacking courses also, when they want to test any attack, they download the Snort engine as a virtual machine and start to do the attack, and the Snort engine start to detect the attack. So yes, this is because of attacks. Yes, if for mainly for attacks and many things, because as you know from the diagram that the snort engine inside it has many things, has security intelligence, has URL filtering, IPS file and malware protection, many things. So the variable set concept or came, this is from snort and how snort is working. So the objects relate directly to the use of snort rules in the intrusion policy. Great. They are telling you here that the variable set is start with the dollar sign. We'll show an example for that. They are defined by the variable set object. Yes, it's inside the object tab. Each snort rule contains two parts, the header part and the body part. The header part determines the source and destination, IPs and ports. The body like where the detection keywords were located, such as the content, the message, many things, and we will show like sample. Actually, you as a security engineer do not need to deal with this. Very rarely, and I will tell you like when you want it maybe. So consider with me, uh, give me the pen. Consider with me this sentence. Alert TCP dollar external network, external underscore network, any, and there is sample that is direction, dollar home network, dollar HTTP port, between two bracket, content, معياري, SID, this number, revision, this number. Great. The alert, actually this is the rule action behavior. So what it will do, it will generate an alert simply for this. Consider this as an access control list. It is similar to it. Well, using the protocol, this time we use the TCP protocol. The external network, this is object. You remember the object that we took like network object, host object, FQDN, range of network, that I can put I can create objects and can assign like a network for them. This is the same. Here the external network is indicated for source IP addresses. Okay, and by default it will be any in this node Here it will be any. And here the source port. After that, this is the direction of the this variable set, this sentence. It means that the packet when it's going from this source, wait a minute, this this source all to the destination. The home network is a destination object and using the HTTP ports. Great. So let me delete what I wrote. You see this from this part. This part, this called the header, and this part called the body. This is where the keyword, like it's looking where if inside the payload or inside the packet there is a mi'ari here, so do the detection, do the alerts. When the packet is traveling using the TCP port from the source IP, for example, or source network, to the destination IP using the HTTP port, and it's containing mi'ari, give me the alert. The SID, it's called snort ID or signature ID. Like, you know, that IPS is working as per signature. Actually, it's working in two types. Signature, it's like the same concept of the antivirus. The antivirus, how the antivirus is working, the antivirus, or any antivirus like McAfee, Kaspersky, Norton, whatever you want. It has a big database, and this database having a lot of signatures of the viruses that McAfee team is working and updated. That's why it's telling you that your antivirus should be original and should be connected to the internet directly. So whenever you will be having an update, then McAfee will put this update to you, adding a new signature to catch any viruses. For example, it's calling in the hacking zero-day attack. When the zero-day attack is coming, what does this mean? For example, if you are extremely good in Python and how to do scripts, then you can create a virus or attack. This will be like having a new signature, doing, for example, something. Let me say that the behavior of this attack is do a denial of service attack. So the signature is not there. So assume that this attack appeared in any country, like for example Kuala Lumpur. So McAfee team is working or Kaspersky team is working. Of course, these are big organizations. They are working all together and they are updating each other. Okay, so nothing actually is secret. Talos team is one of the biggest team all over the world is working that, and Talos team, of course, it's now owned by Cisco. They have a very genius and a brilliant team and R&D researchers department. Many things they have. They are working day and night for it. That's why you are paying license for this company, because they have a teams working 24/7 for you to get you up to date. So if this a zero-day attack appeared in Kuala Lumpur and this team like figured it out, it's automatically take the signature of this zero-day attack virus or whatever, and it will put the signature inside it and it will push to your firewall. So this is the signature actually ID. This is the revision of this sentence. Revision nothing, but this is, you don't need to do to understand this actually how it's working and how this can be customized, because this is actually Cisco Talos did a huge things for you. So this one will be like a body. This content could be message, for example. So what is the message? For example, SMTP. Okay. So this is actually the sentence all in all. So the header part has external net. External net is nothing on the object. The default is inside it any, so it seems like any network. You can modify it. Yes, you can modify it. I wrote for you here. Thus, you can assign networks, host, range, and or FQDN to it to identify your network as per your requirements and your network. This is here any. Yes, this is the source port, could be any port. Also, this sentence could be, for example, alert, TCP, any, where instead of external network, could be any. Okay, going to home network, any, not HTTP ports, any. Or could be like very simple, alert TCP, any, going to any, and put the content you want or the message you want. Could be like that. So simply, this is what. So there is, I put it for you in a diagram here. This is the alert, this is the action, yes, and the TCP, this is the protocol, and you can modify, of course, the protocol that you want to specify it. External net, these actually names you cannot change. These names what Snort understand. Okay, so the maximum for you that you can do is put inside it like some networks. So Snort engine will do, oh, I have external network, this is the source IP. The default is any. If you put for example, network 192.168.10.0, our network in VLAN 10, so it will deal with the external network as this. You can put many, of course. Okay, and here it will understand that it's okay. Source port. This is this is a single direction. Could be like any direction, like this. But this is a single direction. Single direction. It means like it's going from this source. This the traffic is like this coming to destination. The home net here is the destination IP. Also, the home net is nothing but it's an object. The default maybe is any, so you can change it. So if going like from this VLAN 10 in our case to 192.168.20.0 in VLAN 20. So Snort what's doing is, yes, this is the home network. Okay. Oh, what is inside it? This is network 20.0, this is VLAN 20. Okay. So it will do the action between these two inter-VLAN routing. Okay, using the HTTP ports, yes. And also this can be any, or you can put the HTTP ports. Great. So there is also intrusion rules. Intrusion rules also, these are the rules that Snort is using then to detect the attack. 100%. You can edit it has many rules. I will show you in the system right now. You can edit, create, and import IPS rules. Here, yes, of course, you can do that. In this tab, you can search for a rule, change the rule, and even can create a new rule here. Exactly. I put for you a sentence, do not touch this part. Don't think even to touch the part. No one is touching this part, actually. This part not for us. This part for a team. This team, they are expert with Snort engines, and they know how to optimize it, and they know how to modify it. Why you should modify the rules? Why you should modify like the syntax? You will not be able to do that. Okay, you are not working with in a part of the team that you know that this attack yes came in you. Of course, you will not know this information before Talos and before these or FortiGuard team, Fortinet team, sorry, or Palo Alto team. Of course, you are not faster than them. So yes, don't touch, but try to understand what's going on. Yes, because we're using variable set and intrusion rules. These are using because we are going to explain one important part called intrusion prevention system. Simple. That's it. Let's go to our lab to see. Okay. Here in the object, in the object management. Okay. Many objects we explained like most of them, and we are continuing. Here we will go for something called variable set. Here. So if you open the variable set, there is a default. Let's see what's inside the default. Great. So this is the default set. It has here something called DNS underscore servers, network and homenet. So these are two objects. Let me modify to see what I can do. First of all, if you want to modify something in the default, here you cannot change, it's dimmed. You cannot change the name because these names are fixed. You want to create an object, yes, you can create it, but don't play with my predefined name objects. Great. So what is inside? Includes network and excludes network. The includes network is homenet. So what is homenet? We'll check what is inside it in a while. So you can modify what include in the network for the DNS server. So the home, actually the home is here, and you can modify it, or you can put your IP address, for example, from here. You can add what you should include. For example, this is DNS server. Yes, in our case, the DNS server is 192.168.30.200. Add. Yes, I can do that. But mainly, actually, we will define in the intrusion prevention system from the access control policy. So let's now just identify what are these. These are a predefined objects that indicates to something, like SQL server. This is an object. Automatically, if it's not, we'll use it. It will put before $sign and we'll use it as an object. Great. Yes. So here, external network, it's any. This is the source IP address. It's any. Great. File data ports. The file data ports have HTTP ports 143.110. Yes, you can modify it. Yes, you can modify it. HomeNet. HomeNet is any. So any network. Home network, as you remember, we explained it like HomeNet is the destination IP. It was in the destination IP. Of course, like HomeNet, it can be like as a source, but its location was there. So yes, it can be any, or you can put here any object we created before, like this is VLAN 10. Yes, I want it to be included. So excluded, nothing is excluded. If you want to exclude something from the home, yes, you can exclude. But here, like I put an object, so I want HomeNet to be addressed to a VLAN 10. Concentrate with me. We are doing nothing here. Just we have a variable. It's called variable set. We have a variable. Call it like it's an object. This object, I'm assigning it as per my network only. Okay, I can leave it to the default like any. Yes, I can leave it. So these actually what you have. Then you have HTTP ports. It will tell you like set of ports that it has. So amazing, right? See how many HTTP ports it put. If you want to edit it here, then you will find. See how many ports it put for you. Great. If you want to add, like here I'm in the default set. If I want to add an object, yes, I can add. For example, inside zone, for example, or inside object. inside network. Name it whatever you want. Automatically, when you press add, the snort will deal with it. Yes, okay, this is an object for me. It will put before it inside dollar. Okay, if you don't want to modify with this. So what is the type of this object? Network or port? So if I'm talking about network, so it will be network ports. It will be ports, and he will assign for like all the ports if you want to use something from the predefined port. If you don't want, you can edit, create it from here, a port. It's a port object that we explained before, or you can directly put it here. So this is actually the variable set. Great. After adding this, here, if we go to the object, there is something called intrusion rules. These are the rules that this node is taking from the variable set that create, and he will make the sentence. As you see here in the sentence, this is a sentence actually. Okay, this could be a sentence. Okay, this is the action that is doing. These are variables coming in the variable set, and inside the intrusion rules, he will use it. How he will use it? Let's see. Now, if when you open this, there are categories for predefined intrusion rules, like app detection, browser Chrome, something regarding to browser Firefox, etc. Decoder, file executable. Okay, there is something for like exploit toolkits. Here, malware encryption. Okay, others. OS Linux. It has many. So let's open any one and to see what's going on. Here, exploit kit. Let me open the exploit kit. Here you will find a lot of big exploit kit can like do an attack for you and do many things for you. So what you can like modify. Yes. See the sentence of the intrusion rule, how it's be written. It's very complicated actually. This is the message. It's telling you here exploit kit URI request for now. Okay. Classification, a network intrusion was detected. This is the classification. Let me see what is inside the classification. A huge list. A client was using an unusual port, or a suspicious file name was detected. Many things. Suspicious string was detected. A system call was detected. TCP. A lot of classification then you can use. Great. So after that, leave it on the default. Action. This is the action alert that we saw here. Alert. Great. Protocol TCP. In the protocol you can put ICMP, TCP, IP, UDP, whatever. So here the port is TCP. Alert TCP. Great. The direction is direction. It's like one direction. You have one direction and you have bidirectional. So it's one direction like what we have here. Only one. From source to destination. Okay. Source IP. $ homenet. This is the homenet inside it. It's any, if you remember. So here in this time, it's not the external net here. Here it's the home, but it's still the home is an object. But it's still when home is here, yes, it's source IP. Okay, so it's an object. I'm using an object like the access list, permit IP any from like this, or permit ICMP echo reply, like the normal access list, extended access list, and what we did. Great. Source port here any, the same here, seems any. Okay, and the bidirectional is 1, so it's going to the destination port here, external net now. Destination port HTTP ports. Great. Detection option established. Here it has like established or stateless. Okay, established when the connection like overflow established. 2. Client, server, from client, from server. Believe me, you will lie with this. This is very complicated. No one is using it. Okay. Content, he put some content for you, case incentive. uh, insensitive, sorry, HTTP URI. Okay, this is the category for that. Content, the content here, it will be having like so many content. Let me see here the content. For example, I wrote it for you. I here used Mihari. Okay, so the metadata, because you know that IPS is working with the metadata. So this is here the intrusion rule. Uh, Sorry, not the intrusion rule. Again, intrusion rule. So we were here showing the exploit kit. So we open it and we explained like what it has. So imagine here what will be happening is if you see the view document here, they put it for you. Then you will be able to see the full sentence for it. Okay. Alert TCP, source IP is HomeNet, port any, one direction, it's external. This is the object using HTTP port. This is the message. Now, this is the body. Actually, this is what IPS is looking for to detect and catch. It is like a very long one. So if you want to read more about the rule documentation, you click here. You'll find the rule documentation here. It will telling you some like exploit kit. It's not has alerted on traffic that is typically known. You can read it in your spare time if you are interested with that. So if we object intrusion rules, so you will be having a lot of categories as I told you here. So delete local door rules. So you can delete this. Don't do it. You can even like search like Microsoft vulnerabilities. So it will appear for you the categories for that. So what is the vulnerabilities like for Microsoft they have and they update. And these always can be updated from Talis to team. Import rules, if you have some rules you want to import it, yes, you can import it. No one is doing that, I'm telling you again. If you want to create rule. For me personally, I will leave it for the default. But if you want to create a rule, here it's simple, tell you like what is the message you want, put your classifications for this rule what? Action. You can put alert or pass. Here alert it will take, pass it will pass it. Protocol, it's what? ICMP, IP, TCP, UDP. Then destination directional or unidirectional, bidirectional. Source IP, destination, source port, destination IP, destination port, detection option. It's ACK and like many names if you understand with this and you are, could be like a content, like what is the content inside it. And you can like add an option. Here the long list that we showed. And you can also add an option more and more to put it like the to be honest you will not be adding any rule as it's like very difficult unless you will be expert because there is only a learning book for snort. It's around maybe 400 pages if you want to know like what is the snort and how you can uh, put your rules and how you will doing the alerting and the detection all this parameter to be expert in snort and this is like not our tech. So what's today we talk like two main objects like inside the object management we define the variable set. The variable set is nothing, just they are uh, a variable that you will assign inside your network as per your networks and the intrusion rules, and it will be like what we said, there are too many predefined rules from Cisco Talos team. It can be updated automatically and directly. Why all this? This is for our next lecture. It's intrusion prevention system. So nothing much to say here. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And see you soon with the IPS.